What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another fine edition of Sunday Swim here at Matty Fish. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to talk about the new things that are going to be happening in the 112. I wanted to get them done this weekend. Unfortunately, life has hit me a little bit and I had to handle some personal matters ahead of that. But we're going to talk about what's been going on this week and some things that are coming in the very, very near future. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start out in the little tank with the shrimps, guppies, and mosquito fish. So I know I said I was going to bring some more life and some more vegetation, so to speak, to this tank. So we've got some more plants. These are starting to root, and hopefully they're going to grow up and take over that bio bag, which is what I want them to do. And then I kind of just want this shrimp grass to just kind of go a little bit wild. That's fine with me. It'll give places for babies to go and hide, and just for the shrimp to hang out and be shrimp as well. But everybody in this tank doing really, really well. In order to get these plants a little boosted, I have been feeding a little bit of Flourish from Seachem. It definitely is a little bit of a noticeable effect. But that's going to be more noticeable over the course of time. So, and then we also have some more shrimp in here now. Got some more ghost shrimp and got some red cherries in here, and there's also some blues, electric blues in here, but I think they're all probably in the pipe or behind the bags right now. But that's what's going on in this tank this week. So let's check out the 112 and talk about that. So the 112, I had big plans to do some things with this week. Hadn't really been able to get around to it. Like I said, some life things going on. But there are a couple of new things going on in this tank. So our newer guys, Eastern Happy, you guys have seen him before. He's been in here a couple weeks. Doing really well now, really assimilated himself. Sorry about the glare, but he's doing well. And the piebald nary, really getting some good color on him, doing really well. You see how he's fattened up real nicely since I've gotten him in this tank. We've had him for about a month now. And then we have a couple of new guys this week. Couldn't help myself. We got this albino Kyoga flameback. He is not beat up from being in this tank. He was a little bit fin torn when I got him, but that's okay. With this nice clean water and the water changes that I do, he'll be good soon. And you see he's kind of going up in the corner. He's still kind of assimilating himself into this tank and the ranks in here. And then there is one other fish that's new in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's quite a rare fish, except he's probably hiding. But you might have seen it in a short earlier this week. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I forget the actual name of this fish. It does look, there he goes. There he is. So it does kind of look like a flameback, but it's not a flameback. It's a much rarer fish. That fish, I believe, is actually extinct in the wild. Let me see if I can recall that name, and I will talk about that a little bit more later. So I wanted to get these rocks rearranged and these female peacocks out this past week. That didn't happen. I had, like I said, some life happen, and I am in the midst of searching for a new vehicle. No, I didn't get in an accident, if anybody's concerned. It's just that it's time for my car to go. It is not particularly drivable or safe to drive at this point. But, you know, hopefully this week I will get a new vehicle and I'll be able to get rid of the female peacocks, and probably going to move the bumblebee and the Maylandia out of here as well. I don't talk about this guy often, but I love this albino Sokolfi. I like how he just is so white that he shimmers almost. But be on the lookout for things to be happening in this tank. I promise, guys. I promise. I also made little to no progress on the paladaruim this week as well. You see it's still kind of sitting in state. Wanted to have that all taped off this week, but again, I had some life things to take care of first. So now let's go talk about the 155. All right, big boy tank. So it seems like our plant holders are doing the job, keeping them from being able to nip all of the roots. Even though you can't quite see them, there are roots up in the plant holders. So these pothos are holding up pretty well so far. With the rest of everything that's going on in here, these guys, it's been, I wouldn't say like a war per se, but there's been a lot of, shift in the ranks, every day since I added the Malawi hawk, the black orange dorsal, and since I added the ivory head also. It's been the first time, other than when I had to combine the two tanks when the cube leaked for a week temporarily, this has been the first time that the disruption, that there has been disruption in the grouping of this hierarchy with these African cichlids. Most of these guys were just used to being together with themselves for quite some time. So, and a lot of these guys are really kind of starting to come into their own, color up, and try to display dominance as well. So I think with the shakeup and with that going on at the same time, there's a lot of jockeying in the ranks. It's really kind of hard to say who's the boss right now, to be honest with you. But I think we all know the contenders. But everybody in here is doing well. You see, you could just tell there's been a little bit of exchange going on, because some of the guys that never have little nips on them have some little nips. I don't think that it's just one fish that's doing it. I think that it's just kind of everybody trying to reassert themselves and for that hierarchy to fully get reestablished. But as you guys see, our newer guys are doing really well. The black orange dorsal right here, such a pretty fish. I love the contrast that he has, and I can't wait until he fully gets nice and like dark black, and then he's going to get a little electric blue streak underneath of that yellow on his dorsal there. And then this ivory head here going to be dark black as well, with a electric blue fade into like that powder top that you see right now. These guys are still a little young, so they're not fully colored up yet, but nonetheless still beautiful right now, and they're going to be really beautiful fish very soon. And then also this hawk, he's going to take a little longer because they do get fairly large, and this one's young. He's about 5.5 inches right now, but one of my favorite fish ever since I got him. It's really cool to watch how they lean and look with their eyes, and how they got that name other than the beak, so to speak, that's on his face, the way that his mouth is shaped. They call them hawks as well because they're predatory fish in the wild, and what they do is they'll roll onto their side and look downwards in order to prey upon their fish, just kind of like a hawk does in the sky, even though a hawk doesn't roll to its side. But very similar in that sense that, looking from above to find its prey. So very unique, very cool, and I think it's interesting when he flares up to people, he kind of does the same thing, and it's really fun to watch. There's also, probably not going to find him because he's probably hiding, because I think that is the OG Synodontis euryptus in the log right there, but there is another Synodontis in here now. It's a Euryptus angelicus hybrid, so it looks very similar to the Synodontis you've been seeing, except this one is striped. So no big modification plans coming to this tank right now. We're just going to let these guys grow up and keep living their best life, and feeding them all the good things that make these guys as beautiful as they are, and continue watching them grow. Now, I do have one thing to discuss with you guys. I have an option here. I know that I said I was going to start building that cube into a paladaruim, and I know I kind of announced it already, but I want you guys to help me out with something. Take a vote here. I have the ability to, instead of doing that cube as a paladaruim, get another 6-foot tank over there. And if I did, I'd probably be looking at something at least 210, maybe 250, somewhere in that range for gallons. So it would kind of be a potential new home for these guys to move to once I establish that tank. And then I could do South Americans in one of the 6-foot tanks and leave all the Victorians and Mbunas in the 112. So if you guys would rather see that come to the channel or the paladaruim, let me know. If I did the 6-foot tank, I would keep the cube somewhere in storage for now till I move to a bigger space, and then I would eventually do that paladaruim. So it's just a matter of what you guys would like to see. I mean, I know that for myself, it could go either way. You know, this is a very big, vast hobby, and you know, you can't have it all, but one day I would like to. But we'll see. In the meantime, guys, just continue to like, share. If you haven't already, subscribe, click that notification bell, get those notifications, and let's continue to grow this channel and talk about future plans, guys. So another thing that I would like to is also I'm thinking about purchasing a nanny cam and opening up a live time frame every day for that, just so you guys can come in and watch a live stream of the fish. If you guys would like to see something like that, let me know in the comments below. And until then, we'll see you guys in the next Sunday swim. Maybe I'll do a video before then this week. Be on the lookout. Hint, hint. But if not, I will see you guys in the next Sunday swim. And thank you guys. Matty Fish out.